You remember the first time we met? Because I remember it.
Well, tell me. Remind me, because then I'll probably remember. Because I always go back to the club, because that was.
It was.
I'll never forget. I remember that club night. That was so fucking crazy, Cincinnati. That night. Yeah.
We'll get into that next. But I was doing riddles with D-Ray, and he took me to Chicago. I was in Chicago. He took me to a mall, and you were walking around the mall with somebody else, and I think he had you passing out flyers or something.
He had me passing out flyers. Oh,
and
yeah.
you and another comic, young guy, and D-Ray's like, yeah, these are some of my young boys right here. I said, D-Ray,
yeah.
Well, I said, D-Ray, you're 27. Because me and I think I'm about the same age. I was looking at him like, you're young boys. What are you talking about? We're still in our 20s.
Yeah, I was 21.
But you and him were just bopping around passing out flyers, and I guess he was giving you stage time, right?
He was giving us stage time. I used to seat also. So I used to seat inside the club, and I would get $50 every Sunday. So
at Riddles?
At Riddles. I could perform in both shows, and he would give me $50 a seat. So a lot of comics gave me shit about that. Like, dude, why you doing that shit for D-Ray? And that shit lame as hell. You know, he didn't make all this money. But I'm like, but I get a chance to go up every week at the hottest spot, and I don't have to beg for stage time. So
yeah, Riddles was, I think that was the night we did 3 shows instead of 2. So you did a good job giving out the flyers at the mall.
Dude.
But
people was way too excited about you being there too. D-Ray is he's one of the best promoters. And I'm not even just for comedy. Just promoters I've ever seen just promote. Like the Chicago promoters took his style of promoting, and that's how the motherfuckers throwing those parties and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've never had a show with D-Ray that didn't have a crowd. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always, you know there's going to be a crowd there. But I remember that night in particular because I think we added a 3rd show, and then I only did Riddles twice because D-Ray had Sunday nights there.
Yep.
And what part of Chicago was that in?
That was in the south suburbs, at Orland Park.
Orland Park, yeah. Yep. So I remember the first show we had a heckler, and then the second show, a fight broke out in the audience. And all of a sudden, D-Ray pulls me aside and goes, hey, man, we got a line out here. We're going to add a 3rd show. Are you cool with that? And then, I'll pay you some extra money and da-da-da. And I was like this. I go, well, here's my issue, D-Ray. A fight broke out a heckler was at the first show. A fight breaks out the second show. Now everybody's really drunk. Only thing left is somebody getting shot. This is Chicago. And I'm looking at the people coming to the late show, and I was like, this is the roughest crowd yet. Yeah. But that's why when I started doing my Cincinnati room, I think that had to be 2005 or 6 that you came and did it. Yep. Was Chad there? Was Chad Johnson there?
Yeah, it was Chad. Chad was there. Damn, so that was the first time I met Chad. Chad was there. And what running back was?
Probably Rudy Johnson.
I think it was Rudy Johnson. It was a running back there too, actually.
Yeah, Rudy came every week too. But I remember you was on stage, and I brought you up, and that crowd for some reason, it started to become a little ghetto, and they would boo. So not so much the headliners as much, but the openers, they would give it to them. It was like one bad joke. I was like, dude, this guy's kind of good. You're not giving him a shot. But I was in the green room, and I just heard the crowd like a rumble, and I was like, oh shit. I go, I didn't see this happening. Like in my brain, I was like, I didn't see Rel bombing. And then I walked out there, and you just had him.
Somebody went up before me, and whoever it was another comic that went up that night. It wasn't that great. And I'm like, shit. Because you could tell it was a ghetto-ass room.
Yeah,
but
thanks.
It reminded me of Chicago, though. But it reminded me, I mean, shit, you saw I'll do the 3rd show. Like, it reminded me of Chicago. So, man, that night was... That's one of my favorite... You know, sometimes you have a favorite after the show night in comedy. That Cincinnati was a lit... I walked around that motherfucker and had a great time.
Oh, yeah. Well, because we had after parties, too. My Tuesday... I'm telling you, man, my Tuesday nights in Cincy, that 2005... Well, we started in 2004, but we went to 2007. But that 2006, when you was there... That's when Chad was on it. He was coming every week, giving out tickets to games and all. So, the ball players come, then the hoes come. Dude, that's automatic.
It was some bad-ass females there that night. And that night, you couldn't tell me shit. Like, I had such a fucking great time. Like, I had so much fucking fun. And I remember bragging. That's the cool thing about comedy, too, since you do a good road. You just come back and you just bragging to everybody else. Like, yo. That fucking Cincinnati room is off the chain.